Hey, welcome. If you've ever had that moment of thinking about how on earth you're going to support a child's future education, well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down one of the absolute smartest tools out there for education savings in Canada, the RSP. So let's just dive right in. It's a feeling so many of us have, right? You see the headlines, you hear the stories, and that little voice in your head starts to wonder, how are we ever going to afford university or college for our kids? It could feel, well, pretty overwhelming. But don't worry, there's a really clear path forward. And that is exactly what this is all about. The government actually created a specific, dedicated system to help families save. And, this is the important part, to help those savings grow like crazy. It's designed to turn that worry into a really solid plan. So, what is this powerful tool? It's called a Registered Education Savings Plan, or as pretty much everyone calls it, an RSP. Let's really get into what that actually means. Okay, so at its core, an RSP is not just your regular savings account. The official definition calls it a contract. And all that really means is that it's a formal agreement you set up with a very specific goal, funding a student's education down the line. Think of it like a special investment account that comes with some amazing perks, like free money from the government, which, trust me, we are definitely getting to in a minute. Right. And this is so important to understand. You're not saving alone here. When you open an RSP, you're basically entering a three-way partnership. You've got you putting in the contributions, you've got a financial institution, like a bank, managing the money, and then you've got the government, which actually pitches in to help you save. To really get how this all works, we need to know who the key players are in this little partnership. This chart here breaks it down perfectly. There are really just three key roles. First, there's the subscriber. That's probably you, the person who opens the plan and puts the money in. Then you've got the beneficiary. That's the future student who's going to use these funds one day. And finally, there's the promoter. It's just a fancy name for the bank or financial institution that takes care of the account for you. See? Pretty simple. All right, now that we know who's who, let's get into the practical side of things, actually putting money into the plan and building that fund. So you've got two main flavors to choose from here. First is an individual plan. Super straightforward, it's for one single student. And what's kind of cool is that the student doesn't even have to be related to you. Then you've got the family plan, which is perfect if you have more than one kid or maybe grandkids. The one big rule there is that all the beneficiaries have to be related to you, either by blood or adoption. Okay, now we're at the part that makes RESPs truly special. I like to call it the RESP superpower. This is the thing that sets it miles apart from any other savings account you could open. And this is it. This is the absolute game changer. It's not just about your money growing from investments. The government literally gives you free money to add to the account. I'm talking about grants. It is free money dedicated to your child's education. It's just an incredible advantage. The process is just beautifully simple. Step 1, you put some money in. Step 2, the government automatically deposits a grant based on how much you contributed. And step 3, your total savings just grow way faster because you've got a bigger chunk of money earning investment returns right from the get-go. It's like putting your savings on steroids, honestly. So these grants come from specific programs. The big federal one is the Canada Education Savings Grant, or CESG. And get this, it matches 20% of your contributions every year up to $500. Then there's the Canada Learning Bond, or CLB, which is designed to give modest-income families a head start. And depending on where you live, you might get even more help from provincial grants, like they have in Quebec, BC, and Saskatchewan. Okay, so you've saved for years, the government's chipped in, the fund has grown. What happens when it's actually time for school? Let's talk about the payoff. The trigger is really simple. Once the beneficiary shows proof that they're enrolled in a qualifying post-secondary program, we're talking university, college, trade school, you name it, the funds can start being withdrawn to pay for all those expenses. Now, the money comes out in two main ways. The grants and all the investment earnings get paid directly to the student. These are called Educational Assistance Payments, or EAPs. And here's a super important detail. Those EAPs count as taxable income for the student, not you. Since most students have a pretty low income, they often end up paying little to no tax on that money, which is a huge win. Meanwhile, all the money you originally put in, that comes back to you, the subscriber, completely tax-free. And really, this is the bottom line. This is the whole point. All the planning, all the saving, it gives a student the freedom to just focus on what they're there for, learning, growing, and succeeding, without that heavy, heavy burden of financial stress. So, just by understanding how this works, you've already taken the most important first step. The power is now in your hands to use this incredible tool. So, the only real question left is what future are you going to start building today?